Surface government passengers.
With a camera.
The following program comes to you in color.
Yes, those smooth sounds alert you once again that you're watching another edition of Runway DFW After Dark. It's Walt here, live from Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport in Texas. That's Dallas there, way in the background. We are at the friendly confines of DFW Founders Plaza on the northwest side of the airport, overlooking runways 18 left and 18 right, to bring you all the action we can on this date, which I'm about to tell you what it is. Oh, it's Valentine's Day Eve, Tuesday, February 13th, 2024. Pleasure to have you with us on this night. It's a pretty nice evening, 54 degrees Fahrenheit. Not too bad for mid-February, as I said, Valentine's Day Eve. So a happy Valentine's Day to all of our viewers out there. There's Heath Shelton, channel member, says hello, Walt. A-list flyer Chris, a channel member, is also chiming in to say hello, Walt, and he's also a mod, so thank you, A-list flyer Chris. Duck Aviation gives us a quack quack. Michael Wilson says, good evening from Queensbury, New York. Are you in the path of the big blizzard of 2014? 2024, I should say. I hope you're okay. Molly Ann says, a nice night to watch the skies. Very 007 intro music, says Molly N. Well, actually, it's from a show, that intro music from, well, depends on what intro music you're referring to, because we've got a lot of intro music there, so I guess I won't belabor that. But what I will belabor is this. What am I trying to show you? There we go. It is a UPS 747 about to take to the skies. It's just backing out of its berth here at the UPS headquarters. So what better way to start an evening than with a Queen of the Skies? This is UPS Flight 751. It's going back to its home base of the Louisville Worldport. 747-8. It's a 4-year-old aircraft. And because Founders Plaza is immediately adjacent to the UPS cargo hub, we get some pretty good looks at these planes. I haven't really taken inventory of everything they've got back there, but I see at least 3. No, I think I see 4 MD-11s back in there, so maybe we'll be lucky and see some tri-jet action before the night is over. MR Rice is here. He says good evening to Raina Taylor, who is also here. I may have missed her introductory message. There's A-list flyer Chris saying the Great 748, as it is known on the kind of the shorthand for this plane. There's Josh Aldrich, channel member and moderator. Hello, Josh, up there in Oklahoma City region. Duck Aviation says, my Valentine is planes, haha. Well, you'll get plenty of love from us this evening. Kagan Asmer says hi. Carla Longerbeam, channel member, says, good evening, Walt, fantastic mods, and everyone from DFW. Oh, Duck Aviation wants to know, hey, Mr. Walt, who is your Valentine? Well, that would be Mrs. Runway DFW. And if you're watching Mrs. Runway DFW, greetings to you. There's O'Malley, channel member and moderator. Welcome everyone to After Dark. Hello, O'Malley. Always good to see you. Explore Informed likes our intro. Thank you, EI. Brian Svensson, channel member, says, like 41. That's me from the Gold Coast, Queensland, Australia. And he waves at his plane spotting friends from around the world. That is so nice to see people from around the world here. OK Spotter says, howdy, folks. Quagsire and friends, good evening all. Stephanie, loving Texas's early spring weather. Aviator Chad says, have a great show, Walt. Thank you, Aviator Chad. There's the hello message from MR Rice. Good evening, Walt, and all fans of Runway DFW. And Heath notes that, yes, it was an early start to the transmission. I've got to, whenever I can, I start early, just to get a little extra time in with all of you. And you may have noticed that we are not in SAMU tonight, the Sprinkler Avoidance Mobile Unit. I'm taking a big chance. We're going to see if we can keep dry tonight. But I do have tarps just in case. So, the Queen of the Skies is on the move. There's the west tower of the airport in the background. Go Navy 22 says, love this stream. Well, thank you. Jesse Harmon says, thanks for doing this, Walt. This is awesome. And channel member Ram Tough Mama says, so pretty. Well, have to say that the 747, my favorite aircraft, commercial aircraft. My goal is someday to fly on one. I'm old enough to remember when this first flew. In fact, it was 50 years ago this past week, I think, that, or no, it was some kind of anniversary of a first flight for the, must be more than 50 years, but at any rate, I remember when that happened, and how incredible it was to see this plane take to the skies. And now, of course, they're out of production, but they live on in our hearts. And even when their passenger duties are done, we should see them continue to be flying for cargo purposes into the next decade, I would hope. Okay, here we go. We'll do our 747 sequence for you here.
American 2190 switching, good night. We're ready, American 20, we're ready.
The distinctive front end of the 747.
I got the line clear to take up 20, left American 28,
So once again, this aircraft going to Louisville, and we'll just have to see if we can will it to take off here on the west side. That is what we like to see. Dialing up the gain here a little bit. And yeah, I think it's going to be a west side takeoff for us. From runway 18 left is where it's making the turn here. A runway that stretches for more than 2 miles. We welcome our newest member, Ronnie Johansson. Thank you, Ronnie. Unless you are, well, I'll check that in a second.
left cleared for takeoff. RNAV to B Park. UPS 5100.
So yes, Ronnie Johansson has joined in, so welcome to you, Ronnie. So there you go, a little something we would not have seen had our broadcast started at the appointed time, so a little bonus. UPS 747 headed to Louisville. Off it goes. So as I said, we do have, let me count them now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, there are 4 UPS MD-11s in the house. You see one of them on the left side of that shot there. And we'll zoom in on another one here. It's a little blown out because we had to overcompensate for our exposure. Han Americane just subscribed to our channel. Well, thank you. Channel member Michelle McDonald says, "Hey Walt, happy to see you this evening, and I am happy to see you as well." O'Malley says he likes the prequel that we had. That's good. Ronnie Johansson says, and the 747 isn't dead yet. That's from the company. So we'll see what happens about that. Josh says, a pack of mad dogs. And that one's getting loaded up, as you can see. We can use our powerful nighttime zoom lens to bring you a bit of loading there. We're about to see Spirit Airlines flight 1113 from Los Angeles. It's an A320 coming in, and momentarily we're going to turn this thing around and give you a look at that coming in, the yellow bird. That's why we have so many cameras here. Oh, we don't have the yellow bird, do we? We have the, I guess what they call the birthday cake livery of Spirit Airlines. Mr. Steve Lundaby is to be thanked for his gift of 10 Runway DFW memberships. So let us post that here. Where did we find that? There we go, Steve Lundaby. A fine member of the channel, adding 10 more members to our channel. Thank you so much. Tony White, channel member, says, good evening, Walt. Just wondering if you know about the American Airlines 737-800 that ran off the runway on Saturday night. I am aware of that. I was over at Love Field on Saturday. I have something interesting to show you about that visit if we run into a lull a little later on. I want to thank Anthony Guinan, channel member, for a $2 super chat. The best time of day, Walt and Runway DFW. Thank you so much, Anthony. Hey, there's Luke the random spotter from up there in Sioux City, Iowa. Runway DFW After Dark. Good to see you, Luke. So we have some awesome members. And Steve Lundaby with a thank you or your welcome to all of the new members that he has gifted. I am seeing Wellington Flights Live. Hello there, folks. Good to see everyone. Hi, Walt. Runway DFW. Great to see you. Hello to you, Kevin. You do have to check out his channel. You must check. I insist that you check out his channel, Wellington Flights Live. From down there in Kiwi land, he's got some terrific sights and sounds from Wellington, and he travels a bit as well, so keep an eye on that man. Randy Sandhoffner says hello, everyone. Hello, Randy. So the cargo door, or one of the cargo doors of this MD-11 right in front of us is open. We're kind of peeking right into it there, as close as we can. And as I said, one of 4 mad dogs across the way from us. I think I see in here that Kevin is going to go on another trip to Auckland, so be on the lookout for that. Dennis Kentonen says, Walt, I saw one of those MDs on the Sierra Bravo channel earlier. That's another great channel from Louisville, where if you like UPS planes, that's the place to hang out. There's our flight radar. It's kind of boring right here at the moment. We are on the left side. If you draw a line right down the middle of that screen, we're on the left side of it. In fact, we're pretty close to where that MRA 680 small plane, you might have seen it go through the picture when we were looking at the close-up of the MD-11. So we're about in that area on that image, and I'm looking even further afield. I don't see anything coming in. So, good night, everybody. No, we'll be with you. We're not going anywhere for a while. Like any airport, we have our kind of rushes and then kind of slows down a bit. So right now it's slowed down a bit. Josh says, cue the tumbling tumbleweeds. Well, how about crickets? John P. Pantoja says good evening in a pleasant evening from Pembroke Pines, Florida. Another day, beautiful day to watch Runway DFW. A little focus touch up there. All fun and games, says classic DFW. Raina Taylor says, Walt, I need to tell you how I did my horse competition when I was in Mississippi for the show. I might need to tell you in separate messages, so fire away there, Raina. As our regular viewers know, Raina is a Special Olympics equestrian champion. She travels quite a bit to demonstrate her prowess. We're always happy to hear from her and how she's been doing. Michael Petchar says, Q Turkish going to the east side. Ha ha ha. Yeah, Turkish, we got flight 192 generally does go to the east side. We have seen it take off here from the west, however, so it's not a done deal until we see where it's going. But there it is. It's a 7879 Dreamliner going to Istanbul. Now passing in front of Terminal D, where it just disembarked. Joshua Leclerc with some kind words. This is a great show. And there's not even anything happening, so I credit our viewers and their messages and comments kind of keep things livened up while we're waiting for stuff to happen. But things will happen. It will happen. Well, we are about to see the arrival, even if we don't see this taking off here on the west side, we are about to see the arrival of Delta Flight 1301 from Salt Lake City, an Airbus A319. Duck Aviation says, hey, Mr. Walt, would you ever try doing a stream on top of the Grand Hyatt Hotel? I've heard it has an amazing view. I have heard that as well. However, I have made the necessary inquiries only to be told that that is not permitted by the airport. The hotel was okay with it. The airport was not, because the hotel is on the airport property, and the hotel told me I've got to get clearance from the airport. So, c'est la vie. There is the, well, that's not the Grand Hyatt there. That is a Hyatt. But yeah, the Grand Hyatt is adjacent to Terminal D, which is the international terminal. In fact, it's, right, you can walk out of the terminal right into your hotel. And so it's very convenient if you've got to make a long connection. But, yeah. Now, if you're a hotel guest, I think that would be a little different. But they don't have a situation where you can go up to the rooftop or pay to go up there somehow. Well, that plane is turning to the east side. Here comes the Delta A319. Now, we have been to another hotel not quite as centrally located, but last year, I think right about the beginning of July, we went to, I believe it's the Marriott Hotel, and did 2 programs from up there, an After Dark show and an early morning broadcast. That was kind of fun. Because that hotel overlooks the east side of the airport, a side we just don't get to see from over here. So that was the novelty there, and we'll be back there at some point. We have a little puddle jumper coming in, a Cessna 208B Grand Caravan. Most likely carrying cargo from Tyler, Texas. And we'll swing around to see that here in a moment. As I mentioned earlier, we are not in our truck tonight. Super Samu is parked back at the barn. Audi R8 says, any updates on Terminal F? I live in DFW and I've always been wondering what airlines will operate at the new terminal. Well, you can pretty much bet your bottom dollar that it's going to be American Airlines at the new terminal. My suspicion is that they might relinquish some gates at other terminals. But we're looking now at where Terminal F will be. You see that kind of structure there, which currently takes the interterminal train around. It'll be built right in front of that is where Terminal F is going to be. I had an animation here for Terminal F. Here we go. So there's the current terminals, A, B, C, D, and E. And there is the area where Terminal F is going to go. Now, this animation is a little old. It says it could open as soon as 2025. I don't know if that's going to be the case or not, but we'll see. That is an animation provided by the airport. I'll get it back to our show here. There we go. Shiny planes and flashy lights, says the champ. Next arrival over here on the west side is going to be Frontier Flight 4464, an Airbus A320neo. Arriving from Denver with Watson the Key Deer emblazoned on its tail. That's the little plane we saw coming in earlier. Martin Air. think it is. Bringing cargo back there. We're still about a minute away from the Frontier flight. That'll be followed up by American Flight 1679 from Phoenix. That'll be an Airbus A321 Neo. So anyway, regarding Terminal F, the word was earlier this month that they were going to actually begin construction this month on Terminal F. So we'll see how quickly that comes together. Okay, here's Raina back. My placements from the show. These are overall placings. First day, 5th in Western Pleasure, 4th in Western Horsemanship. I showed 2 horses in trail, got 7th and 8th, and unfortunately, your message is so long. Let me see if I can make it. Okay, let me try that again. Showed 2 horses in trail, got 7th and 8th place, and raining got 1st. So good for you, Raina. This will be our first passenger takeoff of the evening. It's American Flight 2402. It's an Airbus A321. The destination is unspecified here on Flight Radar 24. All right, here comes that Frontier flight. Once again, that's arriving from Denver. And we're about a minute away from the American aircraft coming in from Phoenix. I see American Flight 997 pushing back from the gate. It's going to Buenos Aires. I did see something earlier today or yesterday about Qantas. It's trying to resurrect all of its A380 aircraft, but there's some delays involved in that, and it's going to have to adjust its schedules. And one of those schedule adjustments, it appears, will be reducing its schedule from Sydney to 6 days a week instead of 7. But that's only going to be for about a month, as I recall, later in the summer. It's kind of unusual. There's a plane coming north, or an aircraft coming north over the center of the airport. It's a helicopter. And I have seen that happen before. They give clearance to helicopters flying right between the right and left sides of the airport.
That's fine. Thank you, sir.
Do I see that on the radar? Don't think I do. Oh, I do. It was a medical helicopter, so it's on a medical mission. So hopefully that will turn out okay. We welcome Ted Renfro as our newest subscriber. Thank you, Ted. This is the flight from Phoenix, as I recall. Flight 1679.
I have a visual. I will maintain visual separation. American 476, roger that. Confirm still clear to land. Clear to land when you're
Looks like the Turkish plane is getting ready to take off. What do you say we try to make an attempt to bring you its lifting off from over there on the east side? Doing so involves us parking our camera over here. Now you see airplanes in the foreground. They're here on the west side, but we're looking for a tail, the Turkish Airlines tail, to go by in the background. We'll try to follow that into the sky with our nighttime camera. So according to radar, the plane is flight radar 24. The Turkish plane is turning on to runway 17 center. So again, we're looking beyond, and we should be able to see its red tail go by in the background. We'll try to follow it up in the air. On its way to Istanbul. Okay, it's in motion according to flight radar. Harvinder Singh is our newest subscriber. Thank you, Harvinder. If I read that right. Well, I haven't seen it, have I? There it is. So now it disappears behind buildings, and now we will attempt to show it rising into the night sky. It's probably going to be kind of along those lines there. Needs a lot of runway to get to Istanbul. Oh, there it is. Well, kind of missed it, but safe travels to Istanbul. We have an Airbus A300, UPS flight 755 getting ready to back out and go to Rockford Airport in the Chicago area. You know, Rockford is not all that close to Chicago. But I think the A300 is going to be backing out right there. Joshua Veradaro is our new subscriber. Thank you, Joshua, for that. Let's see here. Oh, Raina's got some more for us. I'm also a Special Olympics equestrian athlete and have been to Abu Dhabi back in 2019 and Orlando for the 2022 Special Olympics USA Games. So that's pretty special. Luke, the Retinal Spotter, says, I love the horseshoe layout. Always assumed the open spot for Terminal F would be done the same to keep the flow and consistency going. Guess their construction minds are better than mine. Well, they kind of abandoned the horseshoe concept. That was the original concept of the airport, to have the terminals all be horseshoe shaped. But that went out the window when they made Terminal D, which is more of a rectangular affair. And Terminal F is not even going to be that. It's going to be, well, it's going to be a long rectangle. And from what I understand, Terminal F is not going to have any ticketing there. It's just going to be gates, which I guess you'll have to go to another terminal to get ticketed and then find your way over to Terminal F. I'm not sure how that's going to work. You are looking there at American Flight 140, American Eagle Flight 140. No, American. No, that's an American Eagle flight. There's an American flight over there somewhere. There it is. It's an A319 going to San Antonio, Texas, Flight 1406. We should later this evening see Qantas flight going back to Sydney. That'll be a Dreamliner. Also an American Airlines flight going to Auckland, New Zealand. That usually checks out at about 11 o'clock. And if it's on schedule, we may also see a Qatar flight going back to Doha before the evening is out. Hello. In the meantime, we've got Flight 681 coming in from Cancun, Mexico. This is American Airlines Airbus A321. Why, there it is now. Just turned 9 o'clock here in North Texas, 9 o'clock Central Time, and you're watching Runway DFW After Dark. It's Walt here with you. Be with you for, I hope, another couple of hours. We hope the sprinklers will remain unsprinkling tonight, and we hope you'll stay with us for all the action from Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport in Texas. Well, it is Valentine's Day Eve, Tuesday, February 13th, 2024. And I welcome you if you've just joined us. If you're new to Runway DFW, greetings. If you're an old hand, you know what's going on here. This should be American Flight 1797 to Las Vegas. Made famous by that song shouted out by Travis Kelce after the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we have.
And here comes a flight from, where is this from? So 737-800 is American Flight 496. And that was from Guatemala City. Okay. Now, I don't know if you can see it back there, but we do have this A300 backing out. Plane we told you earlier going to RFD International Airport near Chicago. It's a 21-year-old plane. You can kind of see a wide shot there with planes galore in the air, in the sky, over Dallas-Fort Worth Airport. We've got an MD-11 getting ready to back out here as well. Bradley Sika Malachi says, I am an athlete in Special Olympics with other people. So Bradley, we salute you as well. Channel member Dhruv Chopra says, hello all. And hello to you, Dhruv. And Raina says, I may need to squeeze in that second message that I talked about my second day of competition. Sorry about that, Raina. Did I miss that one? Let me take a look here. Oh, here we go. Second day started off rough, but ended up being really good. 8th in showmanship. My Hunter under saddle class 3rd overall. And my Hunt seat equitation class reserve champion. And, oh, here we go. And at the end of the show, I got a reserve high point for the entire show. Thumbs up to you, Raina. Thank you for letting us know about that. Kevin at Wellington Flights Live says, Walt, I think the next Runway DFW innovation could be a saddle-mounted tripod so that you could move up and down the fence and have a horsey stream. I don't think that would be too comfortable. I leave the horsemanship in the Runway DFW family to Mrs. Runway DFW. So I'm keeping an eye on other things here. We've got an American Airlines plane coming in from Los Angeles, an Airbus A321, but we'll, I don't know, it's so interesting to see these big old cargo jets doing their thing.
Yep, we can do a box Whiskey Hotel. 79.
James? You know, I know it's been a while since you reported in, James, and or at least I saw I've seen a message from you. James Tokin I forgot how to pronounce it. Sorry. But James says, I was out at Founders Plaza with my boys the other night, but you were at Love Field. Well, did you see the plane go off the runway? The American Airlines plane slide off or kind of go off the pavement there? I'm not sure if that was on the east or the west sides. But sorry I missed you, James. Tokini. Is that right? Tokini. I think I finally got it. Here's the American flight from Los Angeles. So I want you all to think good thoughts tonight about us so that they won't turn the sprinklers on here, because I've got tarps to cover everything up until I can get things out of the way, but not going to be fun if they turn on the sprinklers.
Takeoff, American 79.
Saints for Life says, hey Walt, would it be okay if I came to Founders Plaza and meet you? It's fine with me. Always happy to see our friends out here. You know, when we're in a broadcast, since I'm by myself, I try to be able to at least say hello to people when they come up to me. Sometimes I'll have to defer an immediate greeting until after something, until after I get finished shooting something, but I should probably tell you what we were looking at there. As it rises into the night sky. That was Flight 790, American Airlines to Colorado Springs, 737-800. So backing out now is one of the MD-11s. Coming towards us now is the A300. Mike Nelson says an Asiana 747 is on the way in. Well, that is, oh, I see it now. 747-400 coming in from Chicago O'Hare. So multiple cargo action for you on Runway DFW on this Tuesday night. There's the MD. Yeah, I'm going to swing this camera around to catch the Queen of the Skies. So it'll be our second Queen tonight. There goes the A300 off on its next adventure. There you get a shot of 3 MD-11s. So that's 3 of the 4 that we have here on deck. And we're just about to see the Asiana Queen of the Skies coming in. 747-400. This will be a 21-year-old aircraft arriving from Chicago O'Hare. And here it comes.
We'll take out 48 left on the empty parking lot, 29 28 left on it, 40 American 785.
As we discussed on our last DFW show, Asiana is likely to divest itself of its cargo operations as a condition of its planned merger with Korean Air. You see a couple of propeller planes. One of them a Beech 99 C99. I think that's the one on the right. I don't know what the other one is. And here comes the first of our MD-11s tonight. Flight 765 off to Louisville. One of the newer ones. This is from the year 2000. I think we've got the UPS A300 getting lined up to take off. Again, this is going to Chicago Rockford Airport.
RNAV to B Park, clear for takeoff, 18 left UPS 755.
Runway DFW After Dark.
Sorry, 1092 line of our way to American 1092 for...
Good night, UPS 755 Heavy.
Detailing with John, channel member says, hey Walt, how's your evening? It's a very nice evening here at Founders Plaza at Dallas-Fort Worth Airport. 53 degrees Fahrenheit. Nothing to complain about there.
There's an 18 right on flight 1721.
Mark SRT Wolf says, MD, referring to the MD-11, second best tri-jet to the Lockheed L-1011. I would agree with that. The L-1011 was very far advanced for its
line up and wait,
era.
18 left, American 1371.
And I really like the design better than the MD-11, but Cargo Lux 747 fan says, Dallas, Australia. Hey, everyone. Mac Rush fan says, this will always be a DC-10 in my view.
1371.
Well, the DC-10 didn't have winglets. Come on. And I believe the DC-10 also had a 3-person cockpit, which was a feature that the MD series switched over to a 2-person cockpit, if I'm not incorrect about that. Catherine Drouse, a channel member, says, good evening, everyone. Channel member Ross Jen is liking the MD-11. Our friend Luke, the random spotter, says, tri-jet, let's see a launch. Well, we are going to see it go up here. Ross also wants to know, did anyone catch the Korean 737 that was in the U.S. over the weekend? Well, that's news to me.
Clear takeoff 18 left on 13704.
Austin Swafford says, hey Walt, how you doing this evening? Everything cool? Music Musings, we're referring back to the Asiana plane, and its planned merger with Korean Air. Will they keep the Asiana name? I don't know. I haven't heard.
1371.
I'm kind of guessing that it's going to be Korean Air and Asiana is going to go away, but we'll find out. RKD Robo Aviation says, how long are you going to be out there? I don't know. Usually till around 11. That's when things kind of slow down here, so that's likely our off time, but it'll be around 11 o'clock. Thanks for tuning in to our broadcast this evening. Kenneth White, channel member, says, hello, Walt. Thanks for streaming this evening. And Kenneth, thank you for being a channel member. That's why I do this, is for you guys. While we watch this, we have another A300 about to back out over here. That'll be going to Ontario, California. So plenty of UPS cargo action for you this evening. Bill Wood is our newest subscriber. Thank you to you, Bill. Rob says, hey Walt, the overall design of the MD-11 is still like the DC-10. Hail the big doogie, a wonderful aircraft. Yes, they're very similar, but there were some technical changes that were made. Catherine Drouse says, Walt, thanks for pronouncing my name correctly. Well, it was a shot in the dark, but I'm glad I got it right. Because I have a very unusual last name, which most people, I won't say mispronounce, I think they try to overpronounce it. It's spelled Z-W-I-R-K-O, and people look at it and they just kind of like Zwirko, and you know, it's just Swerko. But when you see a Z and a W together, I think it's enough to make people tie their tongues in a knot. All right, about to make the turn to begin its journey to Louisville. It's about an hour and a half flight, I think. Perhaps somebody's last-minute Valentine's Day gift is on board this flight. Who knows?
Takeoff 18 left. Yes, that's fine.
There we go. Blast off.
Going to departure, good night.
There is that A300 we told you about just a few minutes ago. Christy Dennis says, I cleaned the inside of an old DC-9 at the Aviation Museum in Charlotte, North Carolina. I was a docent. That sounds like that must have been interesting. Did you find anything crazy interesting in there? David Hunt's our newest subscriber. Thank you for that, David. And Live Hunt Fish, our newest subscriber. Rock says, good evening, Walt and Mods. Mrs. Rocky and I are enjoying your broadcast tonight from Rochester, New York. I'm going to have to reduce the size of that text or something. Dennis Cantonin says, why does the MD-11 always have to wait a long time? Well, this is a pretty busy airport, and most planes do have to wait to take off unless there's no other planes there. So I don't think it's MD-11 specific. Francisco Guerrero says, good evening, Walt and everyone, from Modesto, California. Vultures Row is our new subscriber. Thank you, Vultures Row. We've got a lot of folks watching right now. And the Random Spotter says, welcome everyone coming over from Airline Videos Live. Well, that's where everybody's coming from. Kevin had a Tuesday stream from LAX, back from his triumphant visit with Rudy to San Francisco over the weekend. So yes, if you're a Airline Videos Live viewer and you've come over here, we thank you for that.
1 last clear takeoff, American 2564.
Right left line point up with 3404.
Aircraft RG 64, visual 1 right. Atlanta 1 right, Taylor 3264.
Alpha Ultra 18 left from your flight.
Ron Noble says, good evening, Walt and friends. Hey there, Ron.
3732.
And Duffman says hello from Yao. Which, of course, is Ottawa McDonald Cartier International Airport. Everybody knows that. We have a plane coming in from Austin, Texas. It's an Airbus A320, which we will point our camera at and attempt to bring you.
Can I American 2564?
Did I miss it? Oh, there it is. As you can see from our position here that we've chosen tonight, we do get a few obstacles for watching incoming planes, but that's only so we can give you a better shot of the goings-on at the UPS facility adjacent to us. And that plane launching into the sky there is American Eagle Flight 3404 to Manhattan, Kansas, an Embraer 175. Satwick Pal is our newest subscriber. Thank you, Satwick Pal.
East side.
Got a lot of planes over there. You see one of them is Volaris. It's the one behind that American Eagle plane with the nondescript tail. Well, it's not nondescript. It's kind of
190, 4000, runway 18 left to take off.
Actually, there's a lot of planes there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 planes lined up. We can look at that on the flight radar 24 there. Get a little, see if we can zoom in there a bit. So there to the left of your screen is what we're looking at. All those planes lined up to take off. And of course there's a bunch lined up to take off over on the east side as well. Ensign Batista says buonotte. We'll pull out here for an arrival. It's an American Eagle. Gliding in. And that was flight 3264, CRJ701ER from San Angelo, Texas. Another American Eagle 701. This is or CRJ 701 going to Lawton, Oklahoma, which is probably about a 45-minute flight, if not less. We have a new member, Duffman. Thank you for that, Duffman. So thank you, Duffman, for being our newest member. Much appreciation.
Clear for takeoff, 18 left, RNW Park, American 22.
And where did I see this? Aaron W.
20 left, line up wait, on board 35.
says, hey Walt, if you're looking for an interesting bird, SpaceX's 737-800 landed over at Alliance Airport earlier today. I've seen that. Kevin was has been looking at that from his perch on the H Hotel. Yes, it does look like an interesting bird. I've never been over to Alliance Airport. It's about 10 or 15 miles to the west of here. It's primarily an industrial airport, cargo. FedEx flies over there, as does Amazon Prime Air. I've checked it out as far as doing live shots before, and unfortunately, there's not enough traffic over there typically at Alliance Airport to support a live stream, and that's assuming that there'd be a good place to shoot. I've kind of looked at it on a map, and I'm not sure that there'd be a great place from which to do live streams, but I'll go over there and investigate it at some point.
Well,
But for a live show, you really need lots of stuff happening all the time. And
wait, 18 left, already 391.
this kind of checks off all the boxes here at Dallas-Fort Worth Airport. BJ Mum says good evening from Carlisle, Iowa. Hello, BJ.
Good night, Envoy 3579.
Super 80 Swiss Air says, didn't American have a maintenance base at Alliance? And, you know, they could have. I'm really not sure. I know they have one in Tulsa, Oklahoma. But I haven't, I mean, if they did, I don't think they do now. I haven't seen any flights going over from here to there. This is Volaris flight 391. It's an Airbus A320-200.
28 left, flying away to American 636.
Don't see a destination for this one. Pretty sure it's headed south, though. Hello, Jesse Rowland. Thank you for being a new subscriber to Runway DFW. We're watching the planes and talking the talk. On this Valentine's Day Eve.
RNAV Park, clear takeoff, 18 left, American 636. Flying away from runway 18 left, American 833.
Larry Hawkins, channel member, says FedEx has a hub at Alliance Airport, I think. I know Chicago O'Hare has FedEx Chicago to Alliance to Chicago flight route. Yes, FedEx does have a base over there. I don't know how it compares to its base over here. We don't see the FedEx base on this side. It's kind of comparable to what UPS has over here. I don't think it's as big though, as far as the number of flights goes. The only time we've ever gotten to see it was when we were at the Marriott, looking down upon it from our penthouse perch. So hopefully we'll see that again. Here, I believe we are seeing an American Airlines Airbus A319. Tell you where it's going once it pops out from behind the other planes on the radar screen. It's going to Monterrey, Mexico. Flight 833. We welcome Traveling Yinzer to the Runway DFW family as a new subscriber. Thank you.
RNAV Park 28 left, clear for takeoff, guys, 4856.
Off to Monterrey it goes. Here we are at our perch at Founders Plaza at Dallas-Fort Worth Airport. And still a few planes there. I count 4 now. You see 3 of them there, including that A300 in the foreground. That American, looks like an American A319. I think that one's going to Lubbock. Find out here in a second. Lubbock, Texas.
Takeoff 18 left, RNAV Blair, American 357. Wait, American 46.
So the baby bus is on the move. Vince Las Vegas. Hello, Vince. Haven't seen you in a bit. He's a channel member. He says, lovely evening views from the plaza. Thanks, Walt. And as I mention him as a member, I do need to interject once every show, we like to show you all the names of our members. So we're going to do that now at the bottom of the screen. Led by our channel sponsor, James Webb. Thank you, James Webb, for your many kindnesses to our channel. Also want to thank our Quad Jet channel members. So I try to focus the camera here. This is as of 10 a.m. this morning. So this whole list was prepared this morning. So if you don't see your name here and you're a new member, you'll see it next time. So our Quad Jet channel members are 757 Chip, A-list flyer Chris, who we saw earlier. He's a mod. Beaker and Honeydew, another mod. Beve, a mod. Cubs Win, Deborah Klein, Dwayne C., James Webb, Josh Aldrich, one of our mods, Kai, KS Avgeek, Lori M., Michelle R.S., another mod, Pete Nordine, R. Bauer 25, Raina Taylor, who we got some good news from earlier, Skittles, and Will Hutchison. Thank you to all our Quad Jet members, and thank you to all of the Runway DFW members whose names you will now see scrolling across the bottom of your screen. It looks like the A300 is getting ready to launch off to Ontario, California. It's about to enter our picture, and we'll follow it into the skies here on Runway DFW. We've still got 3 UPS MD-11s. I don't know how many, if any of those, we'll see going out tonight. I would suspect we'll see at least one more. Dan H is our newest subscriber. Thank you, Dan H. Getting close to 17,000 subscribers. So that is nice to see. Marcos de Jesus says, hi, my friend. Good evening. I'm watching this busy airport here in the city of Gonzaga, state of Minas Gerais, Brazil. A big hug. Thank you, Marcos. Always a pleasure to get a shout out from one of our viewers from around the world here. And as I've said, I don't know, I've probably said this many times, I'm always just blown away to know that there's so many people. I can stand here with these cameras and this equipment I've assembled here and actually be seen. My work can be seen by people around the world, and it's just, as someone who's worked in television news since 1975, you know, getting a signal around the world at that time was required a monumental task involving satellites and trucks and relays and all sorts of stuff. And to be sending these images to other people in Brazil and Australia and elsewhere around the world, just I just still can't get over it. So thank you for watching. This would be American Flight 1203. It's going to Phoenix, Arizona. It's an Airbus A321 of the Neo variety.
On that layer 18 left, clear to go from American 1084.
We have just been the recipient of a $2 super chat. So let me say thank you to Lonnie Johansson. Hi from Kansas, Lonnie says, and we're happy to have you joining us from the, what is it, the Sunflower State? I should know that.
Archer 1203.
Thank you. MRI says, Walt, this the first TV satellite Telstar. Well, I have to tell you, I was not there, but I saw that first transmission from Telstar, and it wasn't a geosynchronous satellite. It was just orbiting, and so in order to get this initial program from Europe to the U.S.,
Inside 934.
it was like I think the window was about 15 minutes.
Copy all. Do departure. Have a good night, American 1084.
So it was kind of a two-way transmission between the U.S. and Europe. Probably, what, around 1965 or so, I think, was when that happened. It would seem miraculous to be able to see live pictures from Europe, and now we totally take that for granted. Here goes American Flight 2408 to San Antonio, Texas. It's an Airbus A321. You've just seen the names of our tri-jet members, and you're about to see the names of all of our twin jet members of Runway DFW. Thank you to each and every one of you as well. And again, if you're a new member, watch for your name on our next broadcast, as this list is pre-produced before the program goes on the air.
Way left, clip takeoff, American left 10. Way left, line up, wait on the way, 33.4.
Well, hey ho, what do you know? We've got another MD-11 backing out. It's going to Louisville. What a big surprise that is. It's a flight 767. But it's not a 767, it's an MD-11. We saw an MD-11. The first one we saw back out was from the year 2000. This one a little bit older. It's 31 years old.
1992.
Right now, Blair, 18 left, clear takeoff on the way, 33.4. Affirmative, American 1110.
And there is that distinctive tail.
To departure, American 1110.
Unmistakable. Aviation Geek says, Walt, I am from the state next to Texas, the Big Boot. I'm gonna say Louisiana, no? Just a guess. Ooh, MR Rice correcting me. Telstar 1 dates back to 1962. And yes, I can remember that, so gives you some clue as to how old your host is. Ted Renfro says WFAA, KDFW, KXAS, KTVT, KERA. I miss them all, living in Florida since 1990. Well, you know, I've worked at 2 of those stations, and my wife works for a third one. She works at KTVT. I worked at both KDFW and WFAA. So TV is in my blood. Linda Music 0303 says DFW looks great at night. Thank you. Yeah, it's if you've got the kind of cameras we've got, which we have thanks to our friend James Webb, you can get a pretty good picture at night here.
Tower 2659, visual 89.
And it's on the move.
18 right, clearly on track 2659.
Aaron W. says before satellite there was the AT&T Long Lines microwave network that carried voice and video across the U.S. Yes. I remember that. When I started working in TV, that was how we got our programming on, our network programming. So once again, this is flight 767 going to Louisville. You see the plane in front of us there. Slowing down as it approaches runway 18 right because there's an incoming flight from Santa Ana, American Airlines flight 2659. Pathan says, I'm a fueler here under Terminal C. We're done for tonight pretty early. Well, that sounds good for you. Thank you for your service to our aviation community. Our friend Josh says, tri-jets, and more tri-jets. And as if you didn't have enough tri-jets, here's another one backing out. This one's going to Chicago Rockford Airport. It's flight 753. And it dates back to the year
1996.
So a tri-jet split screen moment here. one's pretty much in the dark, isn't it? MRI says it's tri-jet night at DFW, and there's still one more parked over there. I don't know if we'll get to see that one in action, but we'll get to see at least these two more. That one, and, well, not that one. And this other one over here. It's gotten clearance to cross over to 18 left. Hopefully it'll take off over there. Hey, there's Pip Hastings Aviation. Hey everyone, working and lurking, says he. I think Pip was over at Love Field tonight. At least that's what I saw. Hope your stream went well, Pip. He's another plane spotter who does live streaming here in North Texas. We have a new member. It says here, Mark SRT Wolf. So thank you, Mark SRT Wolf, for joining up here at Runway DFW. Well, here goes our second MD-11 launch of the night. And you will see in the foreground the third MD-11 as it heads over to take off. So it will interrupt this picture in just a second. There it is. We have a new subscriber by the name of Evan. Thank you, Evan.
RNAV to B Park, clear for takeoff, only left UPS 753 Heavy.
And now, Flight 753 off to Rockford Airport is gotten the clearance to take off. So it's going to be a turn and burn. So double barrel tri-jet action here at DFW Airport on this Tuesday night. So 3 MDs, 2 Queens, doing okay tonight. Early liftoff. Into the starry night it goes.
Over to departure, you just have 53 Heavy, get in. Now we're American 2325. Now final 20 right.
Stephen C says, looking so good. Thank you, Stephen. And Luke says, what a beautiful launch, followed by another. All right, it's that time once again when we like to identify local stations all along the Runway DFW YouTube network. You're watching Runway DFW After Dark. My name is Walt. We're probably in our final hour of broadcasting for this evening. But hang around, we've got some more good stuff to show you, so hope you'll hang out with us for the rest of it on Runway DFW After Dark. It's Tuesday, February 13th, the day before Valentine's Day. Jake Hagney says, what a beautiful shot. You really love your work. I really do. I mean, this is so much fun. And, you know, the fun for me is that I get to share it with you. As we welcome Sandra Nozar as our newest subscriber to Runway DFW. Jane Welshie lady says, happy Valentine's Day, everyone. From the UK. It's pretty late there. Well, I guess it's pretty early where you are, Jane. Aviation Geek with a question. Walt, would you eat at DFW Airport before you take a flight to anywhere you would go? Well, it depends on what kind of plane you're getting on, you know, and how far your flight is. I mean, if it's a flight where they're going to give you some food on the plane, then I'd probably just wait for that. I mean, obviously, most domestic flights you don't get any food on unless you're a business or a first-class passenger. Or if you pay for it, I guess you can pay for it. What you're looking at there is a 767 American UPS flight 793. It's an 11-year-old aeroplane. As we welcome Pat Golden to our membership ranks. Thank you, Pat. Graphic Sign and Design says, Walt, I really enjoy the nighttime streams. Thank you. You are most welcome. And Michael Peshar says, yay, Qantas Flight 8 is pushing back, I think. And I do see it on the radar here, so yes, Qantas Flight 8 to Sydney. Getting ready to go out. Did we say where this plane's going to? It's going to Louisville. And Jane says it's 4:07 a.m. in her part of the world, so thank you for spending your early morning time with us. There's probably nothing on TV, right? I guess at one time that would be true, but now there's everything on TV all the time. This is one of the UPS planes with that slogan, synchronizing the world of commerce. Which I always think that slogan must have been, sounds like the work of a committee, you know, it doesn't sound like, you know what I mean? I don't think it'll go down in advertising history as one of the all-time slogans, I guess. Once again, this is going out to Louisville, the UPS World Port.
Record 455, switching good night.
It's flight 793.
Arnett to B Park, runway 18 left, clear for takeoff, UPS 793 heavy.
So it's gotten the thumbs up to lift off. We have another 767 on the move, another cargo 767, be an ABX Air going to Cincinnati. The picture here indicates that it's going to be a plain Jane. So off to Louisville it goes. There's not much happening here right now. I'm going to show you something from the weekend. We were at Love Field, Dallas Love Field, on Saturday. And we got to see a go-around over there. The Southwest Airlines plane, which made a last-minute, well, I would say almost last-second decision to not land. Let's take a look. We've got Flight 1350 coming in from Orlando. We'll see that here momentarily. So this is a recording from Saturday, and here comes the flight from Orlando. It looks like just like all the other landings we were watching on Saturday. Until then, looks like a go-around. That's what I said. Did they see a coyote? And I said that because there had been sighting some coyotes on the runway earlier that afternoon. So anyway, that was a little go-around action for you from Dallas Love Field. In case you missed our live broadcast. If you want to see that go around again, we do have that available as a separate clip available on the Runway DFW channel. Let's take a look at the messaging here. Alan English says, hey, Walt, my friend Adam wants to know what you use for your streaming software. Any tips for potential future aircraft spotters? Well, the software we use is called Ecamm Live. It's only for Macs. And it's kind of like OBS software. OBS is free, and it's good software. Ecamm Live is a paid option, and so it has a few more features that I use, and so I pay for that. And my tip would be, well, you need a good tripod, and you can get some pretty good tripods, and you have to have a fluid, what they call a fluid head. So you get that and that. And the first camera I used was a $225 Panasonic camcorder, which was fine to start out. You know, not the best camera, but it made 1080p pictures, and it got me started. And so, and it was, you know, pretty low entry fee. I mean, I got a tripod for maybe $200 and the camera for $225, and you know, it's not zero money, but so if you have those things and a computer and a free OBS software, then the only other thing you need to do live streaming is to have a solid internet connection. And that was a problem here early on at Dallas Fort Worth Airport. But I'd say in the last year, we've gotten much better connectivity here. Only rarely do we have a glitch in our stream. So thank you, T-Mobile. Let's see, we've got Qantas Flight 8. Let's see if we can find that out there. This is a Dreamliner going back to Sydney. I think it's on the move. And indeed it is. So we should be seeing this go out in short order. among the longest flights from this airport. I think technically the Qantas flight to Melbourne from here is a little bit longer than this one. So this plane is making its way to take off on runway 18 left. We've got American flight 1974 coming in from Las Vegas, which we'll see here shortly. Pardon?
That's Whiskey Golf, but clear
Sure,
for
yeah.
takeoff, runway 18 left, Qantas 8 heavy.
Oh, is it something for the movies?
No, it's a live YouTube stream.
Oh, wow.
So we've just got 2 UPS planes left. This one and another MD-11. Here comes the flight from Las Vegas. Airbus A321 was that. And the big Qantas Spirit of Australia is now making the turn. I don't think it's going to have any issues in getting a clearance to take off.
Maybe back on the inside now, American accent.
Just Qantas 8 heavy, good night.
And it's off, and we once again go quiet here at the big airport. Jane says you just transferred to TV, so you're looking at a big screen now, I guess. Must say we're getting a nice clear view of downtown Dallas there in the background. Trevor Holloway says, howdy. Grantham Shaw says, Runway DFW, I remember when we were dependent on the commercial airlines for the movement of all overnight air shipments until 1985 when UPS started overnight service. That's interesting. I didn't know UPS was the originator of that. Carolyn Crowder, channel member, says, good evening, Walt Mods and the Runway DFW family. Hello to you, Carolyn. We've got questions about that go-around. Did the pilot give a reason? I didn't hear one on the radio traffic, but the winds were shifting at that time, and in fact, just a few minutes later, the operation shifted all the way to the other direction. Now, the plane we saw go around did come back and land in the same direction, but was not more than 10 minutes later that everybody was taking off and landing from the other side of the field of the runway. Well, we're getting a weather report from the UK. It's raining here quite heavy. It'll stay dry. Mr. Fish, 1991 channel member, says, good evening all, just got off work. Now is the time for a little plane spotting to relax. If only we had a little plane for you to spot. We are planeless right now. We do expect some further action before we sign off. I do see American Flight 35 to Auckland, just 7879, now lit up on the radar at Terminal D, and we'll be seeing that take off before we take off. Anjelina Hendo. Anjelina Hendo says, I like your transmission. Greetings from Medellin, Colombia. Oh, another South American viewer. We had somebody from Brazil calling in a bit ago. So thank you for watching. Glad to have you with us. Aviation Emily says, hello everyone. Hello to you, Emily. Mr. Fish wants to know where that MD-11 is headed to. Well, we've had 3 takeoffs so far. I think one went to Louisville, one went to, maybe 2 went to Louisville, and one went to Rockford Airport. It's all jumbled up now. Michael Petchar says, I miss the A380. Qantas got to fly it once. Big plane, yeah. It did. It was a former denizen of DFW Airport. We have had some speculation in the chat room that perhaps the A380 could return now. Qantas is still in the middle of firing up all of its Kings of the Sky that had been parked during the COVID era, and but I read just today or yesterday that Qantas is having some problems getting all of those A380s back in service because of parts supplies and things like that. So, and in fact, because of that, they don't have enough planes to operate the original schedule they had for this summer, and so they're actually going to cut one of the flights from Sydney to DFW. Qantas operates that route 7 days a week currently, but they're going to cut it back to 6 days a week for about a month in the summer months here in North Texas, so that it can have enough planes to go all the other places it needs to go until they get all their A380s back in business.
Delta 866 visual 180 right.
Delta Flight 866, you might have heard there, coming in from Minneapolis, St. Paul, being an Airbus A320. We'll see that in about 2 minutes. There you saw, I thought, was that a United plane that took off there? No, it was a Frontier plane going off to Denver. You saw that in the background taking off from the east side of DFW Airport. DW says, good evening, Walt, mods, and lovely people. Thank you, DW.
Delta 866, visual 18 right. So 18 right, Delta 866.
Desi Guy 22 says, good evening, Walt. Did you hear anything about Air New Zealand starting a service here to DFW? I have heard rumors about it. I haven't seen anything official. Karen wanted to know if that Qantas is off to Melbourne or to Sydney. That was a Sydney flight that we just saw a few minutes ago. So darn quiet here. But we're about to see this Delta flight come in. There's an Airbus A320 from Minneapolis, St. Paul. Jennifer Rutherford says, howdy for Dallas. Watching planes take off makes me excited about my trip to the UK. So glad I got over my fear of flying. Well, we're glad you did too, Jennifer. We're looking in the towards the northeastern sky to pick up this plane coming in. We're here at Founders Plaza at DFW Airport, the official plane spotting site that the airport provides for folks. There's a pretty good crowd here tonight. Almost got this plane in our sights. You should have been here earlier when it was really busy. But we do have to look forward to the American Airlines takeoff to Auckland. Gentle touchdown for that A320. And that is due for a musical salute.
1992.
So there you go, 20th century aircraft. And now we're going to go over here and look at another cargo plane. Not that one, but this one. 767 ABX Air. It is a mostly plain Jane-ish, wouldn't you say? A little ABX logo on the tail and another one next to the cockpit door.
$19.92.
Alright, Whiskey Lima cross 18 left. Foxtrot Alpha, Delta 866.
Even at night, that one looks like it needs a new paint job. It's all patched up and whatnot. It's going to Cincinnati. And it is going to turn and burn here on Runway DFW. Taking off from the short T, as we like to say. Hello, Brandon Evershed, our newest subscriber here on Runway DFW. Thank you, Brandon. Reminder that a subscription to Runway DFW is free. No charge whatsoever. And it does give you entree into our community of chat room. So Michael says, "Welp, good night all." Good night to you, Michael. We're still waiting for the American Airlines departure to Auckland, New Zealand. Channel member Fareed Abed says, "Hello, friends," and hello to you, Fareed. Always good to see you here. Sydney, Australia says hello, everyone, and hello to you, Sydney, Australia. I guess you missed the departure of the Qantas flight to Sydney, Australia, but I guess you can scroll back and watch that. Mr. Fish, 1991, channel member, informs us that Minneapolis-St. Paul is their home airport, only about 10 minutes away. Is there a good plane spotting location there at Minneapolis-St. Paul? You know, I've never really investigated that, nor have I don't think I've ever seen a live stream from Minneapolis-St. Paul. Sarah asks, have you seen the plane that went off the runway? I did not see it. It happened on Saturday evening here. I think it was on the other side of the airport from where we are. But no, I did not see it. I didn't even see any pictures of it. Jennifer Rutherford says, I love going to Founders Plaza to eat lunch on the weekends. This is a really great place to sit down. They got picnic tables. You can have lunch, watch the planes. In fact, yeah, there's a picnic table right there, right next to us. I do not make use of it, though, because I bring my own table. Oh, Luke, the random spotter, says going to Minneapolis to do some plane spotting in April. Looking forward to it. Well, we'll have to look to see what he delivers to us. Be sure to check out his channel, the Random Spotter. Let's see, Mark SRT Wolf says, I have a friend that lives in St. Paul. They usually get buried in snow this year. Said he only had to shovel snow one time, and he said that's the least he can ever remember. So, well, that's good, I guess. I love snow, but I don't think I could live anywhere where it snows all the time anymore. Wendell says, hello, greetings from Costa Rica. So now we've had 2 check-ins from South America and 1 from Central America. Hello to you, Wendell. Glad to have you here along with us for the ride. Channel member William Quigley says, so glad you are here, Walton, doing what you love to do. I think he meant love to do. And thank you, William, and thank you so much for being a member of Runway DFW. Do, yes. I figured that's what you meant. Well, let's see here. Getting a weather report from Luke. 28 inches of snow here in northwest Iowa is now finally about gone. Almost 10 days straight of snow earlier in January. Was sick of it by the second day. Ugh. Yeah. Hello. Do you have a question?
Yeah. What exactly are you doing?
We're doing a live YouTube channel.
You have a live YouTube channel?
Yes.
What's the name?
Runway DFW.
So you capture
Just watch play. It's not very busy right now, but you know, yeah. Usually there's a lot to see here.
you capture the landing.
Landings, takeoffs, taxiing. We do it all.
And you should live on YouTube.
It's live on YouTube right now for another probably 20 minutes or so. We're going to try to get a look at United Flight 1448 coming in from Newark. There it is.
How do you get that?
It's all the way on the other side of the airport. But since there's nothing happening over here, well, we'll take a look at that. It's a MAX 8. That's about all of it we're going to see. We may get a little tail action there, but oh well. Omega Sunrise says, kind of quiet tonight. I don't disagree with you. We usually have more activity in this 10 o'clock hour than we're getting right now. Somewhere down there at Terminal D is American Flight 35 to Auckland. I do see Qatar Flight 732 to Doha. That's a 777, and that's now lit up. So we're going to wait for those 2 planes before we say goodnight. Yes, another question. Sorry.
So yeah, so and with this, what do you like? This is your business or something?
Well, no, I have a full-time job, but this is kind of a sideline.
And do we make money with this? Can we make money with it?
We can make a little money of it. It's kind of a side income.
How come? By the YouTube?
Yeah, from YouTube. They sell commercials, so we get some revenue from that, and people subscribe or people get memberships in the channel, and they like it so much that they send me some money every month.
So you just show them the takeoffs and the landing and the taxi.
That's all we do, yeah.
And what else?
That's it.
That's it. And
We talk to them and they talk to us, and so it's kind of interactive.
I like your setup.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, it's a.
What kind of camera is this?
That's a Sony. That's a Sony.
And how do you get this information?
It's called Flight Radar 24, which is it's an app you can get, or you can look at it on your flightradar24.com.
Can you tell me what is doing what? This is you are capturing from where it is landing.
Yes.
Right. This camera is doing that job. What that camera is doing?
That camera is kind of a secondary camera for, so I don't have to swing this camera around back and forth all the time.
So it won't capture anything.
So it just fix it on a spot over there.
Oh, okay.
And then there's another camera on top of my car, which is taking this picture.
What is? It's just an inspector.
It's a little smartphone over there.
What that is doing?
Huh?
What that is doing?
It's taking our picture right here.
Right.
So
So
just to let people know what's going on. To make it seem like real TV, with 3 cameras.
And this iPad? What is this iPad doing?
That plays music.
Oh, okay.
This mixes the sound, that switches the pictures, and that sends it out to the internet. So
this job is for the music. So on your channel.
well, we got this microphone, that microphone, music, and that all gets mixed up, and also a scanner with the air traffic control.
I really like this.
Well, thank you. Well, I hope you'll check it out.
Yeah, definitely. So you come every day here?
No, usually 2 or 3 times a week.
2-3 times a week. So what days you will be here?
Depends on the weather. Depends on my schedule.
What do you do full time?
What do I do full time? I run a TV news website.
That's the reason you're very perfect.
Yeah.
What's your name?
My name is Walt.
Walt.
Pl-
My name is Mohammed.
Mohammed? Pleasure to meet you.
Really like. Hold your sit up.
Well, thank you.
Okay. It's very cold outside. I don't know how you manage.
It's not that bad. I've been here when it's colder before.
Runway DFW, correct?
Yes, sir. Well, now off in the distance, we see the 777 Qatar Flight 732 just beginning its long journey back to Doha. We'll pull away here real quick to see a Spirit plane coming in from Los Angeles. It's an Airbus A321, Flight 1200. A successful landing. Let's go back to looking at this plane.
Dallas Tower, forward tower, DFW Tower, American 556 with Division 1.
Aviation Geek says, Walt, have you ever been in the American Airlines Center? Are you talking about the sports arena in downtown Dallas? Yes, I have. I've seen a basketball game there, some hockey games there, I've seen a circus there. I don't think I've ever been to a concert there. Adam Turner says, Walt is too nice to tell people to get out of town. I don't want anybody to get out of town. Listen, this is I hope you guys don't mind if you kind of overhear what's going on when we have a visitor or two. It's just, you know, I like to share what I'm doing, and a lot of people really don't get it. You know, like you see, well, you take pictures of airplanes landing, yeah, taking off, yeah, taxiing, yeah, that's it. So I kind of understand where they're coming from. And you know, 4 years ago, if you'd asked me if I'd ever be out here doing this, no, I was not a plane spotter before that. I was interested in aviation, but I was never a plane spotter. But you know, I've been asked this question before, but really it was watching Jerry at Big Jet TV and then Kevin at Airline Videos Live that really got me fired up about this as something that I could do. Sweet Caroline says good evening, and good evening to you. Says I've been checking out my many plane spotter channels, and this is the second one I've subscribed to. This one's definitely worth hitting subscribe, so thank you. Very kind of you to say that. We've got an endorsement. And Carla Longerbeam, a big appreciation for the fantastic mods. Hope everyone has a wonderful Valentine's Day and the rest of your week. Until the next time. Thank you, Carla. I say hear, hear to that appreciation of the Runway DFW mods. They really make this a really super place to hang out. Even if you're not interested in planes, you can just kind of chat with folks from around the world and make new friends, and they make sure that everything is nice and cool and calm and good for everyone. Here comes American Flight 556 from Phoenix. It's an Airbus A321. So we've got two more planes on the docket here that we really want to bring you. The Qantas flight. I'm sorry, we saw the Qantas flight. The Qatar flight, which I don't know if we'll be able to bring that to you because it often taxis over to the east side for takeoff. So we'll see what happens with that. And there you see it. Looks like it's coming our way, which is good. So we'll get to bring you a 777 takeoff. Meanwhile, how about a banana plane for you from Orlando? This one comes. It's an Airbus A321, flight 390. Okay, so we are in luck. Qatar flight 732, a 777 200 LR with the 25 years of excellence sticker affixed to its nose section. The 14-year-old triple, one of 2 daily flights that Qatar operates betwixt here and Doha. Ted Renfro says YouTube Premium, no commercials, makes this very pleasurable to watch. Yes, I apologize for any commercials. That's how we make some money. So I do have YouTube Premium. I really enjoy it. I watch pretty much everything I watch online is on YouTube these days. I hardly ever watch any regular TV. So it's worth it to me. Not a commercial for YouTube Premium, but if you do watch a lot of YouTube, I would evaluate all the streaming services you pay for and maybe make YouTube Premium one of your choices. Well, what do you know? Before we go off the air tonight, I think we're going to bring you another 747. The Asiana plane, which we saw come in earlier, is now on the radar, indicating that it is going to be going to Seattle. So that may be our final plane of the evening. We're still waiting to see American Flight 35 to Auckland. I think that's the plane there. It's a 7879.
Arnhem tracks more left, clear for takeoff, runway 36.
Northwest Airlines History Center says, good evening all. There's an excellent spotters park at Minneapolis St. Paul.
On the visual 18 right, just outside of Legray.
Right at the intersection of the main runways, a must visit if stopping over. Great shots from the parking ramps as well.
Thank you, cleared to land 18 right.
Good to know. Thank you for that information. Have a flight going out. This is American Eagle 3689. An Embraer 175 off to Baton Rouge in Louisiana, and we'll pick it up in progress as it enters our picture here. I'm starting to get a bit of a chill here. As you can see, the temperature is not oppressive. It's 51 degrees Fahrenheit. Probably a little warmer than one might expect on a mid-February evening in North Texas, but very pleasant nonetheless. We'll be I think I've heard that we're going back down into the freezing territory
Departure day 36 and up.
later this week, or maybe this weekend. So there's our flight to New Zealand with the Grand Hyatt Hotel in the background and Terminal D, the international terminal between the two. Justin Moore says that Asiana flight is just a little delayed, scheduled 6:30 a.m. departure. Is that right? Well, I don't see it moving yet. I do see it lighting up on the radar, so maybe it just turned on its transponder. Maybe we won't be seeing it. I don't mean to overpromise and underdeliver there. But we will see the flight to Auckland go out. In the meantime, there'll be some other, maybe one or two aircraft. We have Delta Flight 344 coming in from Los Angeles. It's an Airbus A320, and we should be seeing that in a minute or two. Yeah, that American Dreamliner is now backing out, or being backed out. We shall turn things around here and bring you the arrival of this Delta aircraft.
$19.92.
Delta's flying some of its old birds here tonight. Mark SRT Wolf says, well, Walt, let me thank you for your time, your hard work, and your kindness. Pleasure to be a member here, sir. Thank you again. Well, I thank you.
Yes, sir. Echo 12 tonight.
For your interest in our channel and for your membership. That helps us pay the bills.
All right, cleared across 18 left of Whiskey Lima, and then Fox Alpha on Delta 334.
There on the right side of your screen is the American flight that's going out to Auckland, New Zealand pretty soon.
Yes, sir. Fox Alpha, ground point 65 on Delta 334.
Channel member and moderator Beve says, if we're lucky, Walt might let us watch a bit of his teardown process after the regular stream. Yeah, we've been doing that the last couple of streams, and I don't know, people watch it. I don't know really why, but it's nice that I get your company for another few minutes. It's just nice having you there with us, and when we do that, I play some music, so it's, you know, it's not too terrible. Beth F says, I love how the engine exhaust catches the lights when the planes depart. That is a pretty cool look. I'm getting a little shivery, I guess I could say.
Tower Delta 334, you got time for a quick question?
Luke, the random spotter, reminding me it's top of the hour, 11 o'clock
sir,
Central
probably
Time.
showing no insurance, but,
Do you know where your
those,
parents are?
flashing.
They're watching Runway DFW After Dark, hitting the like button, and most certainly subscribing. Won't you consider doing the same? Well, you are, just a reminder that you are watching Runway DFW
Okay, sir.
After Dark.
My initial short-term taxi then.
Rocking in the nighttime.
Yes, it is Runway DFW After Dark. The final few minutes here before we start packing up. We've had a pretty good night so far. The Asiana Cargo 747-400 is on the move. So we will have that as our final plane of the night. So stick around for that, would you? Here on Runway DFW After Dark. Tuesday, February 13th, 2024, just a few minutes away from Valentine's Day here in the Central Time Zone. Happy Valentine's Day, y'all. So once again, we've got the this Dreamliner in our sights, and as soon as we see, in fact, I think I do see it now, so I'm going to switch over here. So we've got some Queen of the Sky action. This, once again, is Asiana Cargo Flight 244. Came in from, I think, Atlanta earlier, and it's going out to Seattle. There's our digital zoom giving us a little closer look at this as it approaches. We welcome Philip Peterman as our newest subscriber. Thank you, Philip. Well, now I see an MSC Air Cargo 777, which will be taking off to Hong Kong. So I don't know, we may have to wait to see that one too. I do have to go to bed at some time, but we'll see what happens. So this is an aircraft we saw landing shortly after we began broadcasting. And now it is to be taking off. And as this approaches runway 18 left for takeoff, also American Flight 35 to Auckland, New Zealand is doing the same. John Michael wants to know, Walt, could we hear the forbidden music for Valentine's Day? If you stick around long enough, you'll hear it. Wellington Flights Live. Kevin says, just 5 more planes, Walt. I don't think we have 5 in our bag here for you tonight. But here's one. And now, ladies and gentlemen, you're about to see Flight 35. American Airlines headed off to Auckland, New Zealand. A 7879 Dreamliner. And that MSC Air Cargo 777, I see it moving on the radar, so I think we're obligated to bring you that departure. It's an aircraft, the MSC Air Cargo one is, that we brought you. I think it's the same one. It's a brand new plane in December.
RNF Fleet Park, 111 here for takeoff, American 357.
So, Kevin, if you're still watching down there in Wellington, here goes this flight launching off to Kiwi Land as we welcome Martin Watkis as our newest member, or as our newest subscriber, I should say.
American 35 minutes to departure small.
All right, so it's probably going to be quiet for a little bit here until we see this MSC cargo plane getting here. Skittles is here. Hello, everyone, says she. Happy to see you. Always happy to see you, Skittles. Anthony Guinan, channel member, says a stream with Kevin and Walt, that would be amazing. That would be. Well, I mean, you know, I would love to stream with Kevin. Who knows, maybe it'll happen someday. He's told me, he's written to me, he says, Walt, you should come down here. I'll, you know, put you up and we'll have some fun. Here comes that MSC Air Cargo 777 going to Hong Kong. We don't have any passenger flights from here to Hong Kong, at least not currently. This is MSC Air Cargo Flight 8013. It's operated by Atlas Air. And once again, it is a new plane as of December. So this will be our final look at aviation for the night. And then if you want to stick around, you can watch me tear down. That's always fun. This plane came out of one of the west side cargo areas. As we look to the south here, immediately to the south of us is UPS. And then after that, there's some American Airlines hangars. And then to the south of that is another spot for cargo to come and go. And there's cargo on the east side too. We didn't see any FedEx planes over here tonight, but I think the last couple of times we've been here, we did see some FedEx. It's a pretty snazzy livery. We do have a daytime shot of this plane taxiing and taking off as a separate video on our channel. So going to Hong Kong, assuming it's got a pretty full load of fuel, you would think that it would come up here to the top end of runway 18 left for takeoff. It looks like that's what it's doing. Rodney Ruxin is our newest subscriber. Thank you, Rodney. We've gone over 17,000 subscribers tonight. Not tonight, I mean in all. So we're doing okay in the subscriber department. Thanks to you. I have to be honest with you, I don't know if I've ever seen a plane in the 2+ years that I've been coming out here that was that had a destination of Hong Kong.
All right, Giant 8013 Heavy on Whiskey Foxtrot ready for departure. Runway 18 left, we are clear for takeoff, Giant 8013.
Isa H, a new subscriber. Thank you, Isa. And Franklin Manrique, or Manrique, also subscribing to Runway DFW. Thanks to you as well.
Departure, good day, Giant 8013.
All right, that's a pretty good way to close things out, I would say. As we get a last second subscription from Robbie Vatuna. Thank you, Robbie. Okay, now let us play some music here. All right. I would like very much to thank our channel sponsor, James Webb. He's done a lot for this channel over the last year. Thank you so much, James. Tip the cap to you out there on the West Coast. Also on the West Coast, Airline Videos Live. We thank Kevin for the use of his battery power. It'll be all charged up for your next visit to DFW, Kevin. Also, big thanks to all the members of the Runway DFW Moderation Federation who took time out of their busy lives to hang out with us tonight. Thank you to all of you, and we'll see you again next time. So that about does it for us. Shortly, we will be packing things up, and you'll be watching it if you choose to do that. Until then, happy contrails to you until we meet again. Right here on Runway DFW.
Travel arrangements for overseas acts and promotional consideration furnished by Pan American World Airways, the world's most experienced airline. Pan Am makes the going great. This is Dick Tufeld speaking.
Skittles, thank you for that $35 super chat. Good evening, Walt, Mods, and everyone. I'm feeling blessed to be here, says she. Well, we are blessed to have you as a part of our family here, Skittles. Thank you so much for that. And happy Valentine's Day. Well, I hope I got to everybody's closing messages here. What is going to happen now is that I'm going to put on our automated musical selections, and that will kind of play us out while we pack up. So if you want to hang out with us, feel free to do so. And we'll see you next time on Runway DFW. Thanks again for hanging out with us tonight. See you again soon. I just happened to see the $200 super chat from our friend James Webb. Thank you, James, so much for that. Very much appreciated. And I'll see you next time on Runway DFW. Still packing up here. I got a little carried away there, and I unplugged our musical iPad, so sorry about that. Well, I think I've come to that time of the broadcast where I've got to cut you off so that I can pack up the rest of this stuff, which is keeping us on the air. So I want to thank you once again for watching. I still can't believe that people, look at that, there's 181 people watching this, just me packing up. Well, go do something that's interesting. Thank you for keeping me company here. It really makes a difference to know that you're out there while I'm doing all this stuff. And we'll see you again soon on Runway DFW. Thanks again for watching tonight.
Gotta get going, love you, bye for now.